Hey up, Babby. My name's Ontorius, and welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video guide. In this guide, we're going through all the locations of the hidden barrel stashes on the map Interchange. Stashes are a fantastic way of making money, especially if you don't have a lot of gear in your stash. You basically just need a pistol or whatever gun you're comfortable using and the biggest bag that you've got access to. You can find everything from slicks, Altons and Reese helmets to things like evasion armbands, all your streamer items that you need for Kappa, graphics cards. I've even found bitcoins in there as well as just everyday items like little pistols, nuts, bolts, things like that, water items. There's 19 in total on Interchange, and in this guide I'm going to be going through the exact location of each one. They're all going to be timestamped, so you can either hover over the time bar on the video, or if you click in the description, you're going to find a link to each individual one. And while you're in the description, I'd really appreciate it if you could go over to twitch.tv/Ontorius. You'll find a link in the description for that. That's where I stream full-time, Tuesday till Saturday. So I'd love it if you could drop a follow and then say hey and chat next time I'm live. So like I said, you don't need to be taking insane gear into the map to be able to reap the rewards from this. Just whichever bag you've got. I would recommend a tri-zip or a pilgrim or better if you've got access to that. But if not, something like a burqa or a scab backpack will do fine. And then whichever weapon you feel comfortable defending yourself, you can even do this with pistols. Bearing in mind, you will find a lot of guns like the Mark 47, Scars, even M1As and things like that in these stashes. So you don't actually need to take any weapons in. But it's always good to take at least a pistol just in case someone else is doing a stash run. Just so you got something to defend yourself with. So that covers everything that we need to know for this. Now I'm just going to jump straight into the video part and show you where all the stashes are. Enjoy. So, starting at Emercom. We want to be heading straight over the barrier here towards this pile of rocks where you're going to find your first stash, which is a barrel. And there it is. You don't want to waste too much time on this one because a lot of people will spawn in this exact area if you do get Emercom spawn. So as fast as you can, do that one. Quick 180, hop over all these barriers, and then head towards this abandoned campsite where you're going to find your next two. First one behind this stack of crates. That's another barrel, and then we want to do a quick 180. Another stack of crates covered with a green cloth. Next to that, there's a bush. This one's a little harder to spot, but that's your next ground stash. So from here, another 180, and then head towards the edge of the map. Follow this blue wall along until you come to a clump of 3 trees here. Again, this one's a little bit harder to spot, but there it is, another ground stash. From here, you want to head along the perimeter again, following this blue wall. Use that duffel bag and fire barrel as your landmark. You're going to find a set of 2 trees, and that's where your next ground stash is. Again, from here, let's follow the wall along. And here you're going to find your next barrel, which is at the base of a tree. To get your bearings a bit with this, what I like to do is look to the left and you'll see a yellow digger. And then use that as a guide. And that's where you're going to find the stash at the bottom of the tree there. From here, let's head to the road, following the big metal sign. And then just next to that, at the base of another tree, you're going to find the next barrel stash. From here, again, let's jump over the barrier and follow the road down past the bus. And right here, next to this tree, is where you're going to find your next barrel. An easy way to line this up is to just keep an eye out for this billboard and then follow it in a straight line down. Right, so from here, we want to head down the highway. Bear in mind there will be some scavs at this point in the raid, so watch out for those. But let's head to the left past the broken blue wall. Keeping an eye out for this white tent. And then we want to turn around, and there are a couple of pylons which can help you line up where the next one is. If you keep your eye out for these, the one on the right is in a direct line to the next ground stash, which is right here. And from here, we want to follow the tree line along. This one's one of the harder ones to spot. I always get a little bit confused. You see here, I almost miss it. But it's at the base of one of these trees, and I'll show you a little trick that if you are struggling to find it, you can line yourself up pretty easily. So there's the stash. What you want to do is find the pile of rubble that's in the middle of this water. and then follow that straight line towards this tree, and that's where the stash is going to be. So from here, we want to move on past this set of rubble to the next one, and that's where you're going to find your next barrel stash. So you can line this one up by looking at the train, and then a diagonal line, that's where you're going to find that one. From here, we want to head towards the wall, where you'll find a couple of bushes, and then amongst those bushes, you're going to find your next ground stash. After this one, let's follow the wall along to another pile of rubble, and then this is where you're going to find your next barrel stash. And then that'll do it for this little area. Now we want to head towards the collapsed bridge. So just come along to these trains near the extracts, and then follow this straight line down. Straight underneath the collapsed highway. Over this road. And then underneath this collapsed bridge. This is where you're going to find your next barrel stash. So leaving here, let's go across the road where we're going to head towards this office. Follow the blue fence around, and then hidden in the bush is your next barrel stash. Moving along, let's head onto the go-kart track. Straight in the middle of this island. Keep your eye out at the base of this bush, and that's where you're going to find your next ground stash. So, from here, head back to the road. Follow it all the way down, past this metal sign. Keeping your eye out for this bus, and then you're going to notice a break in the wall. Let's head straight through. You're going to find a couple of big rocks, and nestled between those is your next barrel stash. Once we're doing that, let's turn back around, head back to the road, and then we're going to walk all the way down here and head into the power station. Over the pipe and turn into the left. Tucked right in the corner next to this yellow pipe, you're going to find your next barrel stash. And from here, we head next to the transformers, follow this line down through the broken blue fence. And then on our left, tucked right in the corner by a bush, is your final stash. There you have it. That's all 19 stashes on the map interchange. Hope you found this guide useful. If there's any that you didn't know, let me know which one in the comment is new to you. Again, I want to remind you, if you go into the description, you'll find the link to my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Ontorius. You catch me streaming there Tuesday till Saturday every week. Love to see some new faces in chat, so drop a follow and come say hey. And I'll see you in the next guide. Thanks for watching. Peace!